Welcome, friends, to another episode of Why Jesus. Hope your day is faring well so far. Let's make it better while watching this show of Why Jesus. On today's show, we have Quincy from New York. Hi, Quincy. Welcome to Why Jesus.
Hello.
Quincy, can you tell us a little more about yourself, what you currently do, about your family, what your pastime is?
Yes. Well, my name is Quincy. I live in Monroe, New York. I go to school in Monroe Woodbury High School. I'm a freshman now. I play a lot of sports. I play football, basketball, and I do track. Those are my three favorite sports right now.
Oh, you're a sports person, huh?
Yeah.
What are you best at?
Well, in fall I do football, so I barely do it a lot. In basketball, I do. So I'm really guessing football is my best at.
So are you aspiring to be a national, international football player?
Yeah, and basketball player.
And basketball player. Who's your favorite basketball player?
Well, I don't have a favorite basketball player, but I have a favorite basketball team. They're the Boston Celtics.
Now, for people who are kids, I should say, aspiring to be basketball or football players, are there any tips that you'd like to tell them?
Just keep practicing no matter how hard it is.
Keep practicing. Are you susceptible to a lot of injuries? Do you get injured a lot playing these sports?
No.
No? You're pretty good at it then.
Yeah.
Do you train yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, besides playing sports, what else do you do?
Well, I'll be texting my friends or be on my phone. Other times I'll go to new cities to church at Grace Point Fellowship for takeover or upward. For takeover is like when you learn about God to see like what He do, and upward is sports and you can learn about God at the same time.
Nice. Now, you said that you go to church, and this is a couple of days a week?
Yes.
Now, how did that come about? Most kids your age don't want to hang out in church.
Well, I go to church to learn, and I see my friends there, so I can hang out. I can do both at the same time.
Now, how did this all start, you going to church? Was that something that you did because you wanted to experiment church, or was that something that your parents kind of forced you to do?
Well, my parents forced me. It was sort of forced me to do. When I was back younger, my mom used to dress me up to take me to the church. I don't remember a lot about it, but my dad used to take me to Grace Point Fellowship Church.
What is the best thing that you like about going to church?
My best thing like to go about church is learning about God.
What is so fun about learning about God?
Because He's my Lord and Savior. I wouldn't be here today without Him.
You wouldn't be here. Is there any experience that make you feel like this is all real? Because in today's world, you are bombarded with things that say, there's no God, all this is not true, these are just stories.
Well, sometimes when I lose something or my game doesn't work, I pray to help me out to do with this.
And it becomes all right?
Yeah.
Now, when you say you pray, can you tell us a little more about prayer for those of us who don't know about prayer or how to pray?
Either you can stand, bow your head, or get on your knees and put your hands together, and then just pray to the Lord.
And it's just like talking. It's just like talking. You can just say anything you want, request for anything.
Yeah.
And you said that you've asked and it has happened to be whatever you've asked, like the games.
Yeah.
Has there been any time where you have doubted the power of prayer or questioned the existence of God? Because you said you believe in God, right?
Yes.
But has there been any time where you're like, no, I'm not so sure about this?
No, I haven't.
You haven't. You're a firm believer.
Yes.
Now, how does your friends react to this?
Well, I don't really tell my friends about God because I don't know if they're Christian, Catholic, or atheist.
Yes. Yeah. Now, is it because you're afraid, or is it just because, it never really called you, there was no situation where you were, given an opportunity to talk or speak about God?
I never get an opportunity to speak about God.
Now, do you feel like growing up or now being a teen, do you feel restricted in any way with the people that you hang out with or the things that you could do because of your faith in Jesus?
No.
No, you pretty much can do everything just like other kids?
Yep.
Okay. Now, is there a person that you look up to or who has inspired you in your relationship with Jesus?
I would say my father and my grandma, because whenever I'll be at my grandma's house, she will take me to Jesus' house to learn about him more.
And how does that really, did that shape your life? Like, did you, when you were pulled along with your grandma, did you ever feel like, oh, why am I doing this? Or no, when you went to church, you felt something there that you felt connected?
Well, whenever I go to Jesus' house, I will learn. I will like try to get used to it, even though I don't. Even though I'm with the culture, the nationality I'm in, they speak the language. I don't understand it. I'll try to get used to it. I'll try to understand it.
You were a good kid, Quincy. You never, so it was a church which did not speak English and it was in your native language?
Yes.
And you still kept going.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, do you feel like parents should force their faith on their children? What is your take on that?
Well, I think the parents should not like freewheeling them to do whatever they want about the Jesus. Like they should read the Bible, take them to church if they want to.
But what if a kid does not know about all the good things that you mentioned about knowing Jesus? You said the power of prayer, when you said that, you talk to God when you're helpless and you have a difficult situation and you get it answered. But a kid that's born or growing up, they don't know about it unless someone tells them and the parent actually tells them about it. So what do you think? You think parents shouldn't share about Jesus to their kids?
They should.
They should? And
Yes.
you think there's an age till which they should and maybe after that age they shouldn't? What do you think?
There shouldn't be an age where they shouldn't have learn about God.
So you think that they should keep talking about God no matter what their age, how old they are?
Yes.
Very good, very good. And that has helped you very much, you said.
Yeah.
Now, growing up as a teen, my dear, or even now, do you feel like the teens of today are pressured in any way with problems?
I guess school sometimes.
What pressures do you face in school?
We're getting held back, doing classwork, homework, and other stuff.
What other stuff besides homework and tests?
I mean, sometimes kids have issues with other people.
Conflicts and fights, you mean?
Yes.
And so, do you think your faith in Jesus helps you deal with situations like that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any experience or a friend's experience that you'd like to share with us?
No. Thank you.
Quincy, what is it about your faith or your belief in Jesus that really draws you to continue to believe in him?
Well, Jesus is loving me so much. Jesus loved me so much that his love keeps following me wherever I go and reading the Bible.
Now, reading the Bible, is there a specific reason that you like reading the Bible?
Yeah, to learn about God and what he has done.
Is there a specific verse or a chapter that you would like our viewers to kind of check out?
Yeah, it's Psalms and John 3:16. For Psalms, blessed is the man who walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the path of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law he meditates day and night. He will be like a tree planted by the river of water, that brings forth its season. Its leaf will not wither, and whatever he does will prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff, which the wind drives away. Therefore the ungodly will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly will perish.
Now, this is your favorite chapter or book in the Bible?
Yes.
You did mention something else too.
John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. That's John 3:16.
What do you think about the world that we live in today, Quincy?
Well, violence in this world, my mom said that I think it's the people who doesn't believe in Jesus that's going making this world violent. But people who does is okay, but gets sucked into it.
So, what do you think you as a teenager can do to kind of address this issue of violence in the world today?
Spreading God's love, His words, stopping violence all around the world.
Have you tried telling someone else about Jesus whenever you can? Have you had an opportunity?
In church, I have.
In church? And how was their response?
They will agree with me.
They would agree with you.
And try to tell other people His words as well.
Quincy, what would you like to do once you've graduated from high school?
Well, there's many things. One of them, my aunt told me is I should be a male role model, and I want to we'll do sports, a gym teacher, a teacher, and that's it.
As we conclude today's show, as a teenager who believes in Jesus, what would you like to tell the teenagers of the world today?
That you should always follow your dreams and believe in God because He can help you get further in life.
Thank you so much, Quincy, for
very
joining us on today's show of Why Jesus. Me and the entire crew of Word to World Studios, New York, wish you the best of luck for all your future plans.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Thank you for letting me be here.
My pleasure. Thank you, folks, for joining us on another episode of Why Jesus. We hope you'll join us again. Same place, same time, another day. Thank you.